What a crazy dream. But love waking up and keeping a dream journal. Always fun. Good morning. So pretty much another storytime vlog. Haven't done one in a while. But had a really weird dream where a lot of stuff's been going on. But so many weird stuff can happen when you're sleeping that you may not remember it, or you might, depending. But dream journals work wonders. If you haven't kept one in a while, never too late. So you could literally do it in a voice memo format on your phone, or either paper, if you feel comfortable doing it that way, or on the computer. But I had this really weird dream. I was walking down the hallway of the hotel, and this was in Palm Springs, and of course there's rooms on both sides, but at the end of the hall was a door which I opened and walked up the steps. The top floor was actually made of tile. There was a planter on one side and a mailbox on the other side. So I kept walking forward and heard some water flowing from a little fountain, which is in the corner, but it wasn't too loud. Kept walking forward, and in the area where the rug was, I found another door made of wood. So the first door that went up the steps opened outward. The second door opened inward. So opened that and found who knows what back there. So I get to where the window is. I find an object right in the middle of the wall. Felt like a little cardboard box. So I reach in and I find a bunch of fruit rolls that are square. And I wonder how they got in there. But texture felt pretty interesting. The cardboard box was of course square, and like your little boxes you find Scotch tape in at Office Depot, which is pretty weird. But I find everything in there, and I check the other boxes below, and I find the same stuff in there, which is weird. But next to those, I keep walking, and I come to this weird area. So the wall has pretty much an opening. I turn left and I walk over, just down the little area of tile, and I find a large storage bin filled with stuff. Reach in and I find a bunch of square things, talking crayons, which I don't know how they got in there. Area's pretty quiet, you don't hear noises in there, but you pretty much don't hear people either. But I do hear a few little things, maybe the birds, but that's all. But building's quiet, you don't hear a lot of noise, so it's good if you want to explore. But all good. But either way, weird dream, but having those. But anyway, the quiet hotel room down below, I haven't been in there, but the building's pretty quiet. So with all the fruit rolls and boxes and other things I find in there, sometimes I wonder how that all ended up there. But the upper floor felt more like storage, even though there's some weird stuff in there. The storage bin had a whole bunch of things in there. The talking crayons, I pull one out and it multiplies by itself, and multiplies by 5. I put it back in and the bin gets full because it keeps multiplying. Talk about magic crayons in a dream, and anything can happen. But there's only one storage bin, so I didn't find anything else up there. As far as walking around, no other noises, not even the mailman coming in. But a pretty weird dream. But you never know, you could have one of those. But I keep walking in the building and I find a couple other things. A square rug against the wall with its corner cut out. And I also find one of those other things, a wall made of coconut. But the building's not too big. It's pretty small. It's good, decent size. So I pretty much am done exploring the upper floor. I walk back down the steps to where I was before. So head down about 5 steps and find the door and go back out. And I check the other areas. The hotel room on the left is of course open, but it's empty. I go in there and find a sheet of paper hanging from the ceiling. I don't know why. And I keep walking and come across some weird painting made of chocolate wrappers, which are glued to the cardboard. So it's pretty much on the wall hanging up. Hotel room is empty. I go toward the back wall and I find a few squares of tile sticking out. But the opposite wall just has some sheets of paper. And next to it, I find a bulletin board made of wood with some strips of paper, and then the window, and beyond that I find the bookshelf with packages of fruit rolls, all in little resealable bags. But pretty weird stuff. But comment below if you have any weird dream stories. Love to hear about it. So, if you have any other questions about weird dreams, leave them below. Give it a like, share with your friends, subscribe if you haven't, click on notification bell. As far as any more storytime vlogs, I'm slowly trying to come up with other stuff. But as far as all that, let me know your dream stories below. They could be weird, or either way, anything funny. But I will see you soon.